Listen, I'm a real Game of Thrones fans, real House of the Dragon, real George R. R. Martin, World of Westeros, Middle Earth, whatever you want to call it. I'm that type of fan. Listen, I love it. I go all the way back to the origin, which is J.R.R. Tolkien and his works with Lord of the Rings. Like Wheel of Time. Like I love all of that. But I'm gonna say this: with Amazon, HBO, and some of these large companies, everybody's trying to recreate Game of Thrones. And I think they're missing a critical point of Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones became a show that we all fell in love with and we were all enchanted by and attached by for its intrigue with political scenarios, the sword fights, hand-to-hand combat, the backstabbing, the treachery, the mystical things going on in the land beyond that we couldn't see yet. Like, we were entertained by that. Who was secretly meant to be. We were entertained by all of those things. We didn't see the dragons to season 2, but then they were babies. We didn't actually see the dragons burn anybody really till season 3. And we didn't see them big enough to really just destroy anything to season 4. Season 5 actually. You know what I'm saying? What I'm trying to say is all of these shows are being recreated to kind of emulate Game of Thrones, but they keep going after the most fantastic thing, which is the dragons, the sensationalism of the dragons. They keep chasing that high. When really the buzz that got everybody attached to Game of Thrones, it wasn't the spectacle of seeing giant dragons burn down cities and burn down armies. It wasn't that. So with House of the Dragon, I do enjoy the show, but I'm conflicted because I feel like on one end it's House of the Dragon. It's based on Fire and Blood, the Dance of the Dragons. We didn't get enough Dancing of the Dragons. Then 2, you focusing on the show because of the Dance of the Dragons, when in George R. R. Martin works and Fire and Blood, the World of Westeros, all those books, if you read any of those, there's a lot of things going on in the background that you could have followed. Like, you really could have followed a lot of things. And I feel like we're getting trapped into this whole Targaryen and this whole dragon thing with George R. R. Martin and this world that he created. The world is much more than the Targaryens and the dragons. And that's why some of you guys keep missing. You know what I'm saying? Or House of the Dragon is missing in a way. Now listen, there are some things that I came across behind the scenes that I found out that there were some budget cuts, that HBO is leaking money left and right.
Jackass, look on the big screen. I'm up here.
Yeah! 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 Yeah!
Listen, HBO is leaking money left and right. And this season ended at 8 episodes. It was supposed to be 10. We were supposed to get the battle at the Gullet, and we were supposed to get the conquering of King's Landing. We were supposed to get all of that, but HBO didn't have the money to finish it. You know, because of previous things they bought and the way the economy is right now. My thing is with this. I know a lot of y'all are intrigued by the dragons. I know a lot of y'all love to see the destruction that the dragons can cause. But what brought me to Game of Thrones actually was Bran getting thrown off the wall, and Ned trying to figure out who did that to his son. Ned trying to figure out who killed the last king of the Hand. Ned trying to make sure he survived prison and get out and save his children, his daughters. You know what I'm saying? Jon being a bastard, being mistreated and becoming a great warrior. Like, I was intrigued by that. Robb avenging his father. Like, I was into that. Like, finding out what the Lannisters secretly had going on. Laughing at Tyrion and the little quips he had, and, you know, him proving to... I was into all of that. The wolves, the wargs, the ice walkers. Like, I was... Who out here sacrificing these villagers? Who's sacrificing these villagers? I was into all of that. Like, they have to solve this so they can go north and figure out what's going on with these ice demons. The dragons didn't hatch to season 2. And then they wasn't big enough to do real damage to season 3 and 4 and 5. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, with the world of Westeros, with fire and blood and all of this, like, you could have did the Blackfire Rebellion. You could have did you would have saved a lot of money with the Blackfire Rebellion. If y'all don't know, that's also a civil war with the Targaryens, where you had a king who was a lot like Robb Baratheon. He had a lot of babies on the side, a lot of babies out of, a lot of little bastards and wedlocks, and he legitimized his bastards at his death and gave the sword that's usually passed down to the one who would be king to one of his bastards, which caused a conflict. So you had part of the nation who didn't believe in the weak, naturalized Targaryen. They believed in the bastard. He was a great warrior. And it caused a civil war, and it was five different civil. It was like the Crusades. They could have did the Blackfire Rebellion, but I feel like they are over Targaryen things. I think they think we love this show strictly because of the Targaryens and because of the dragons. Which, for me at least, it's not true. It's just not true. I like the Targaryen, but it's just not true. It's so much. The show is so much more than the Targaryens. Just like it's more than the Lannisters and the Starks. It's more than the Lannisters and the Starks and the Targaryens. There's a lot of different families, a lot of different houses that they truly could cover. And it would have saved money instead of putting the dragons on the screen. They could have saved a lot of money. But I feel like HBO is trapped in this cycle of sticking to anything that George R. Martin has wrote instead of taking some of the things that he got and building off of it and truly building off of it. I mean, they did that with House of the Dragon. But to an extent, they had more things to pull from. So they went the safe route. Because originally they wanted to do a spinoff show with Jon and Showing the North. Then not even that. They wanted to show the first time the White Walkers came. And they scrapped it. For whatever reason, HBO got afraid. And they thought they couldn't make money off of this. Then they switched it up and they decided, Jon Snow was going to get his own spinoff. And they got scared of that and they went away. And it was like, what can we do? They did House of the Dragon. Now they have Dunk and Egg coming out. They're doing a show based on Dunk and Egg. And what's central in all of this, House of the Dragon got the dragons. But what's central is the Targaryens, because they also want to do Aegon the Conqueror. Ain't y'all tired of Aegons by now? I'm sick of Aegons. Even in Game of Thrones, like, look, the books are not finished. He stopped at book 5. We're still waiting on book 6. But the theory is that, of course, Jon is secretly a Targaryen and he will be resurrected. But secretly, Jon is supposed to be named after, I believe he's going to be named after King Jaehaerys. I believe he's going to be named after King Jaehaerys, not Aegon. The show just went with Aegon because of Aegon the Conqueror. You know what I'm saying? Like, now you got a show right now with a King Aegon. Then you're going to do Dunk and Egg based on Egg, who is an Aegon. And then you want to do Aegon the Conqueror, who again is, I'm sick of goddamn on Aegons. Lord, if y'all don't show me Damien Blackfire, if y'all don't do the Blackfire Rebellion or something like that, like, look at Garth the Green, there's a lot they can pull from. Listen, you can go to the north and show the Starks and there's a lot. You can show how Harrenhal was built. You know what I'm talking about? You can do Nymeria 10,000 ships or whatever. You can. It's just a lot that you can do. You don't have to go with dragons, and you don't have to keep going with the Targaryens, and you don't have to show me another Aegon. Lord, I don't want to see another Aegon. I'm just saying that HBO could have saved money instead of cutting back this season to 8 episodes and showing us the build up for a battle that didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was ready to see some action. I wanted to see some cheeks getting cut. That's not the right term. But I wanted to see some bloody war. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just saying, there's so much more to pull from in the world of Westeros, and for George R. Martin, HBO really could have saved money. But that's the reason why the season didn't finish right. HBO ran out of money, so they pushed it back to season 3. Junior.